What's going on YouTube? So today we have the VelocityOne Flightdeck. It's a new mid-ranged HOTAS setup, and it is packed with a lot of new tech. So for some time I've been looking for a new HOTAS setup. I do like to play some of the flight sims. I like the Elite Dangerous, Star Citizen, of course, also War Thunder. I used to do the X-Plane thing quite a bit, but I've been using this T16, and at least on Elite I got like 500 hours on it, and the yaw on the main stick doesn't work anymore, so I've switched it to the throttle using the rudder controls, and that's gone out to where you put your hand on it and it's gonna yaw one way or the other. So it's time to ditch this stick, and I've looked at the Virpils. But you know, with the tariff costs and the shipping and all that good stuff, I just wasn't real happy. So I've been just kind of sitting back and waiting for something. Yeah, you could see when you move it, that rocker rocks with it, and it just throws your ship all off, and makes the gameplay pretty much unbearable. So it was time to look at something else, and lo and behold, this just came out. So I thought I would do a review. We're going to do an unboxing on it. Also, we're going to talk about the software and connecting it to the PC. A look at the software updates for it for the firmware. We're also going to do the check the presets for the Sims, which is going to be pretty interesting. We're going to look at the buttons and the lightings. And also a cool feature I didn't anticipate, we're going to look at the Android iOS panels for it, which is super cool. I was like, yeah, what's this going to be? And then once I got into it, I realized what it did, and it is pretty much a game changer for me. Having a free third control panel on your desk is invaluable in my opinion. At least it'll save you a few $100s trying to get one, especially if you're playing the X-Plane or Microsoft Flight Sim. It's just having all them extra buttons at your fingertip for free. Unbelievable. So these are the cables. These cables are braided. I actually picked me up a different set because I wasn't really sure what it was going to come with, but very nice. This is the quick start guide, and what I really like what they've done is everything is labeled, easily accessible for when you go to program your controllers. You'll have a clear understanding of what buttons do what, and it is very intuitive to use, very easy to understand. The software for it is some of the best, easiest software I've used, and for as many controls as there is, it's super good. So let's get this stick out of here, and let's see. This is a throttle. I could tell you one thing, it is pretty heavy, which is super nice. I thought I was gonna have to like screw these down or something. There ain't no way, this thing ain't gonna move. It's got rubber feet, super nice. It's got a lot of weight to it. Also, it just feels, you could tell it has a lot of metal in it, and these buttons feel so good. This one's got like a little nipple button on it. This one's got another button. Also, you can depress those, and that's got a detent, and this one's also got a detent to it. And we got another rocker right here, super nice, feels really good. Now on the side here we have a trim wheel. You also have a 5-way. I think this is an analog one, which would be really nice if it is. And then also you have another one here. And what I was most surprised about, I didn't realize there is 3 additional ones right here. It's going to be invaluable to have on your thumb right there. You have another one there. So also in the back here, and this was another consideration looking at these layouts on these buttons. So you got the 2-finger tactile ones, so you can, I'll use them for like flight engage or over, boosting and this and that. And then this I could probably use for my flight trim right there. And then there's another button. So and a wheel also. So super nice, perfectly laid out. Also, this handle does separate. You have your release button right there. You can press that and then separate it. I'll probably have to set it down. Let me set it down and separate it. Just press it in. Now you got dual throttles, you know, for the F-18 guys. Super nice. Just press it back in and it relocks it. Also, this has each stick, the throttle and the flight stick itself also has haptic motors on it, which I figured I was just going to shut off right away, but not so fast, guys. It is super nice. Not only can you enable and disable and change the strength, you can decide when they are active and inactive. So now I'm going to use them, and they're not annoying. They're not right on the throttle or the stick itself. It's more of the base as a tactical feedback, which I was super happy to experience. Now here's the actual flight stick itself. Super nice. Now this stick right here, I have a medium-sized hand, which is right in this position. It's perfect, but you can extend it out if you have a large hand. So what I mean by that is where your hand rests, you know, you'll be able to reach the buttons easier. Very nice analog stick. Then of course we have your other HOTAS there. We have that button. I'm not sure exactly what that's for. We have a fire button. We have another set of wheels there. This button right here is to adjust your nav screen. That's built in. Now the fire button's a 2-stage fire button, which I'm gonna love so much. You can hit it, and then you have your brake button, which also is on a slider, and then it detents at the end. Super nice. There will be many uses for that in all games, I think. There's your connection for it. Well, like I said, feels excellent. All my fingers can reach all the buttons, and then there's the screen there, which I thought was kind of gimmicky, but guys, you can actually access a lot of different things from that while you're flying. So super nice. You won't have to get out to, you know, do your rudder and trim and all that. You can just do it on the fly from right there. You can change your lighting profiles. I'll get into all that later, but super nice. Here's the base, super heavy. This base ain't gonna move. Now they did supply with some screws. You can lock this stuff down if you want to, but really there's no need. You have this button here that rocks. These are like momentaries. 2 momentaries on the outside, and then the center one is a switch. These buttons feel real nice. More buttons, and I like that they're at the front of it. So like the T16 were in the back. It was very hard to hit the right button. You know, sometimes I'd be flying, I try to hit something, my cargo scoop opens. I'm like, this is ridiculous. Right here's your landing gear. I'm not sure why they put that over there, but I'm sure it's going to work just fine. I can almost reach it with my finger just to snap it back if I need to. And then they also got audio options for talking to other co-pilots. You could link it up with Discord, I guess. They got headphone options on there. And then they also have this solid metal. It feels really good. I can't twist this thing at all with my hands. It's like a plastic metal combination. You got your rotary dial there, which is really nice with 3 positions on there. So let's go ahead and get the stick mounted on here. I want to show you guys just in case, and it'll help you like when you go to do this. So there is a tab in there, and I'm gonna show you guys a tab. It's just gonna sit right on there, and then it's got a ring that you can screw in, and you don't have to screw that in. You don't want to damage the pins or anything like that. So let me show you guys this pin here, or this tab, and it's right there. So you line that tab up with this tab. Now once you line that up, you just press it down, and you'll kind of feel it go down in there. I'm going to try to show you guys how to screw this ring in. It's super easy, but you just kind of screw it in like that. But I'm going to try to hold this up try to get it in position for you guys so you guys can see it. It's right under the base there. I'm trying to hold it with my fingers a little bit. But yeah, if I can do it on the side like this, you guys will have no trouble. And then once you get it on there, I put a good amount of pressure to lock that on there. It was no trouble though. Now it's on there. Now it's ready to go. I'm going to keep messing with this lever probably. And all these buttons, I'm already trying to get used to them. You know, it just feels so good in your hand. It really does. I don't want to do this video right now, guys. I ain't going to lie. I want to go fly. But no, I'm going to show you guys all this stuff. So, you know, just overall, you know, it feels very comfortable. I don't feel like I can't reach anything. I don't feel like anything's going to be, you know, like somewhere where I can't use it. The only thing I probably won't use is the brake trim wheel and the top right hand side of the throttle. You know, I think that's probably a little out of my, you know, need and uses. And you could see my hand size and how well that works. And right here, if you have a bigger hand, which is going to be super nice, and I'm really glad they added this, it may help some people. So you just press that in and the half of it will raise up. Let me kind of show you, and then I'll show you how much it raises up. There we go. I pulled that up. Look how far that goes up. So now when I rest my hand on the bottom, I can't even reach the buttons at the top without raising my hand. So if you have a large hand, you have all the options you need right here. And it's super nice. I'm going to press it back down. Now I can reach it. So, you know, they've really went into a lot of thought on this. So I can definitely appreciate that. Well, we got this thing unboxed. Let's go ahead and get it connected. And we'll start going through all that good stuff. Here's your software for it, the VelocityOne Flightdeck software. It's pretty standard stuff, but this is some of the best software with the most options I've seen in a long time. I plugged it in, immediately found each one, and they work independently here. So you can unplug one, and if you had a Virtual stick, you could use a Virtual stick or whatever. And they come up with 3 profiles. They have the commercial for the Microsoft Flight Sim and X-Plane. They have the space games for Star Citizen and Elite. Also, they have the fighter jet for like maybe War Thunder or, you know, one of the other types of sims. So now we're going to try to take a look at this throttle here. Now, you have to control each one of these individually, and I've kind of worked on the screens here, and I'm just going to kind of go through and do these button tests and all that good stuff. So, you know, as you can see, what I really like is each one of these has its own feedback, and even these little rotary things, you can also depress them in. And that's also just an extra button on there, which is super nice, you know, and that's right there at your fingertips. So, and on top of all these other buttons, you also have the flight deck screen, which you can, I probably won't use the buttons on there. I may use some of them, but there's already so many, you know, I have physical access to. So this rocker works really nice. Everything looks really good. All the buttons on the back are working. Everything seems to be responding well, and you can also set the button sensitivity if you need to. So very happy with that. Everything seems to be working really well, so that's really good. I'm pretty stoked about this. As you can see, the analog sticks there, the digital sticks are working. Looks very nice, very clean. Feels really good. Now let's go ahead and switch over to the flight stick. And what you have to do is you have to click the profile you want to use. And I'm just doing this right now just to kind of show you guys. And it'll load a profile. If you click an extra one, it'll make it. So we'll just click that profile, and I'll switch it over here to this side here so y'all can see it. And as I'm moving it, everything seems to be working. And we're gonna mess with the hats here. Yaw seems pretty good. It's not too tight. Should be real easy to use. And we have each of the hats there. Seems to be working good. There's the two-stage trigger. Super nice. I'm gonna have to get used to that. And then also the bottom trigger is on a slide, which is very nice. Look at that. And then at the end of the slide is a button. Super good. I wouldn't have anticipated that. And you have each of your buttons here. They all work and respond very well. And we have our momentary switches, and then we have one that'll lock in either position. Super good. So far it seems like it's really good for what it is for a mid-range system. So this is feeling super good. I really love all the button placement. So here I do want to quickly do an update on these, and I'm not going to leave it on here, but I just kind of want to show you what you guys would expect on the PC. And it wasn't long. It's probably about 8 minutes of setup, and it did upgrade the firmware on there, so didn't have any issues with that. And then we're doing the throttle here. I'll just skip forward. I just wanted to show you guys, you know, and they've already released a update for it. And so now we're gonna kind of take a look at, so you can change your profiles right from in here, and also you can go through and change your colors. You got all these different options for you, which is super nice within the software. Now you can also do it individually on the throttle base, and you can also do it on the flight stick individually on the fly if you wanted to, which is super nice. But you can also just go in and get it set up the way you want to match your ships, so for me, I use a red color scheme here with my keyboard, my mouse, and my PC, so I'll probably go with this red type. I know it might look a little orange on the screen here, but it's a deep red. It's just a camera filter I'm using at the moment right now. And as you can see, there's just so many controls, and you can fine tune and tweak everything. I did not really realize how good the software was going to be for this. And right here's some of the options you have for startup, and which is nice that it's there, you know. Now I think the games that use the space, you know, Elite Dangerous and probably Star Citizen, everything, you know, they got profiles to load up, but you can always just load the basic profile and set your switches up. I'll probably do the basic for myself, and then I'll set up whatever I need to. Now here for the throttle, you have these panels, and they're highly customizable. I'm not sure how many different, you know, setups you can do with it, and I'm not sure how much I'll use it. I'll just probably use it as a third function. I'll probably set up this empty panel here, and I'll probably program it with some stuff, and I'll set it up with the Android, and I'll pop that up if I need, you know, some extra mapping. I may set it up for external views or something like that, you know, and that'll be pretty interesting. But I am super happy that this tech is in this, because over time, you know, I'm sure they're going to do upgrades and stuff on there. It is a little buggy to move through the menus, but the actual buttons and the sliders and stuff, they're there. I mean, and it feels good. So as you can see, as I'm scrolling, it's got a little bit of lag right there, but it doesn't seem to affect anything within there. And then also you can adjust your lighting on the fly, so that's pretty good. Now I've got the stick set up here. I've got the lights adjusted so you can actually see. Look how clean the heads-up display is. Super nice. Now you can also adjust your touchpad, the Pro Aim. The Pro Aim I kind of messed with a little bit. So like if you need to dial in on someone on like War Thunder or Elite or Star Citizen, you can fine tune that micro movement where you're trying to hit someone on the fly, and that's going to be super helpful. You can adjust your performance, you know, for the buttons and for all the accesses. You can make adjustments for that, and you could do it so the advantage of having this is you can do this while you're flying. You can do this in game while you're playing without having to exit out, go into the software, make the changes, save it, load back in. This, that right there, having that ability to do it on the fly while you're playing is, to me, is unbelievable. So I think that's super cool. Here I am going through there. What you want to do is there's that switch underneath there. You hold that for 3 seconds, and then the left thumb button on the flight stick acts as, a mouse controller for it. Up and down, and then left is the back, and to the right is to enter again to make your change. Super nice. I'll be using that. I didn't think I was going to use it at all. I thought it was a gimmick, but it actually is really nice. I'd like to see more options for different things, like, let's just say, for chafs or, all your different heat options. I'd like to see that on there, or start, or Elite Dangerous, your limpets. I would love having an Olympic counter on there for your limpets, for when you're mining or whatever. But I mean, there's just so many different things that they could add to that. And I'd like to see more customizable options, but I'm sure they'll come. I have to adjust my filter here so you guys can get a clean look at what's happening with it. You know what, guys? If you like this video, please give it a like and a subscribe, please. It'll help this channel so I can continue to make this content for y'all. Right here is your thumb wheel. You could use this as, like a trim. Here's your trim wheel. For these flight sims now, how nice is this to do this on the fly on the heads-up display? Your haptics are on here. You can enable or disable them. You can do your rudder lock. So many options you can just mess with while you're flying. Like I said, the haptic motors in these things are super cool. It's base. It's in the base. It's not in the... I was worried that it was going to be part of the flight stick or the throttle handle, and it's not. For example, with the throttle handle, you can set the throttle to vibrate when you're max, mid, or low, and then you can disable or enable any one of them 3 features, change the intensity, or just turn it off altogether. So I know without even looking down, I can pull it down. I'll know I'm all the way down, 50%, 100%. Super nice, just having a little tactile feedback like that. That'll make it pretty nice. In Chrono, you can set the different accesses, and then you'll have your timer there if you want to use it, which is, pretty helpful if you're, if you need a timer going on the side. Now, this is just the software. This is the help section in the Turtle Beach page, and what it does is it just simply goes over everything. I cannot believe that they've gone over everything like this, and they've went through and they've made it so easy to understand, show you all the different options. And I kind of thought this was important to go over, so if you want to kind of skip through this part, but the next section is going to be the iOS app and what that does, and that's pretty much a game changer also. So with all this upgraded functionality, the tech they've added with the LED displays, and on the throttle, customizable pages, it's unbelievable all the things that you can do. So if you're someone like me that needs something that's highly customizable and that has a lot of options, and once you set it, forget it and just enjoy yourself, all these flight sims, you need, I would say minimum 40 to 60 to 80 buttons in that range. And to have something on a touch screen that you pre-program for yourself for what you use, I think it's invaluable. Here's a quick setup guide. Again, they've labeled the buttons and they made it very easy to find in the software, on the controllers itself. This being this type of HOTAS, some of them I've seen where they're very hard to use. I'm not going to say which ones they are, but you guys know it's not very friendly. This is super friendly. At a mid-range price, I don't think you can find better for this mid-range price. All in one, everything's set up on there. You just go through. So far, I've been shocked how good this is. I expected it to be just either it's going to look cool or the buttons aren't going to feel great. So far, it feels good. It's weighted good. There's a lot of good response and feedback on there where I need them. I can reach everything. The software is real good. I understand it. Looks like you can program every aspect of it that you need. Also, just the extra lighting effects is super nice to have. You know, how nice is it? It's going to match everything. You know, you can change it on the fly. They're not hiding anything. They're not making it difficult to program the buttons or the profiles. So the advantage of this is you can jump from one thing to another to another to another on the fly. You know, if y'all's doing something and your buddies are all like, "Oh, I want to go do this," and you could just jump into it, have it all set up, ready to go, hit your profile, boom, there you go. So I think they've come a long ways. You know, I used to think it was a cheaper brand. I didn't really think that anything was kind of come from Turtle Beach, but they've really surprised me this past year and a half. I've tried some of their other products. I haven't done really a lot of reviews on them, but I think I'm super impressed with this, and I'm going to be probably super happy with this. Next video, I may do a test flight, you know, on the different sims and stuff like that, kind of show you guys how it's working out. We will see. But I think right now as it stands, it's going to be a great product. I really hope I showed you guys all the good features on here. I'm super excited about it. And this is what I'm also excited about too. So it has an iOS and an Android app, and I'm going to show it to you on the Z Fold 5, of course. Look at it, I just connect to it just like that. It's super nice. It starts off with the profiles, and this is for the throttle screen only. And I really wasn't understanding what's going on, but there's like 3 pages of profiles in the throttle thing when you set it up. So you pick one, and look at how nice is this. It comes preloaded with standard buttons, and you can use these while in game. So you'll be able to set this up on your desk or on your lap or on your stand or whatever, and you can go through and build your own profile that you want to use. So, you know, this is the commercial. You know, how nice is it to have all these buttons on here? Let me switch that back. Let's try a different one here. That's the touch area. All right, here's the fighter. Let's see, commercial, space, and that's the space again here. Okay, yeah, the white one's the space. Here's the commercial, or here's the fighter. Look at this. Already kind of pre-set up with the things that you would need in a fighter. So, and you'll be able to prop this up and have an extra panel for it. How nice is that going to be? Here's some little switches on there. You hit it. I mean, it's pretty responsive. You know, I'm not sure I'll probably be hitting that screen unless I need to deep dive into a function that is not readily available for me. And here's the commercial. Look at this. How nice is this? I really do like that profile on there. Alright guys, well, I definitely do appreciate y'all watching. You know, this has been a really good video. I do hope y'all like this product. There will be a link below. And until next time guys, we will see you later.